Welcome back to my channel. This is the Mental Health Perspective with Danny Moore. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the whole Katt Williams situation. It's obvious that this man has been labeled and discredited. I'm going to show a quick video and let's break that down.
Right. And remember, they tried to kill me this same weekend, not in jokes, with a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand, I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. The world was okay with it because it was me.
I answer to no one but God. If you are not Jehovah or Allah, I do not recognize your authority.
Child, y'all might want to sit down for this one because Dave Chapelle just stepped into the chat and exposed the industry for trying to unalive Katt Williams after his series of explosive interviews where he revealed all the twisted things that go on behind the scenes. Now, as y'all already know, Dave ain't new to this. The industry tried to get rid of him some years ago when he started speaking out and had to flee to South Africa to save his life. And it looks like even after all these years, Hollywood is still on their neck because the word on the street is some people don't like the fact that Katt has been running his mouth in every interview he's had in the past few days, and they want to silence him for good. What makes this even more disturbing is that this isn't the first time somebody in the industry has tried to silence Katt. A few years ago, they tried to get rid of him by painting him out to be a raging addict, and since then, they've been trying to take him out for good.
So you can see they've been coming for Katt Williams for a while. I'm sure he's been through a lot of tumultuous times, a lot of trials and tribulations, but from what I see in this man, this is not someone who is exhibiting some significant mental health concerns to where he would need to be hospitalized or on any significant medication. I just find it interesting how society places labels on people and ends up discrediting them. Everything that they've worked so hard to build, their life, their career, just goes down the drain when these labels get applied to people. This can be understood from labeling theory. And what labeling theory says is that society assigns labels to individuals based on, different behaviors, their attributes and identities. And once that person is labeled, it just affects how everyone perceives them and how everyone interacts with them. And so usually the people who get labeled are people who challenge the status quo, like a Katt Williams, someone who is definitely different. He was very clear in his Shannon Sharp interview, just going back from his childhood, you could see that he was way advanced. And so, throughout his career, all he has done is work hard. And I think the whole intention of this interview was for the world to put some respect on his name. This man is like, no, I've been discredited long enough. I want some respect on my name. And the unfortunate thing about these labels and is that people don't challenge them. When the powers that be, those entities and individuals, when they apply these labels, oh, he's a crackhead, or he has an addiction, or this person has a severe mental illness. When those type of labels are applied, they stick so hard. And I feel like we live in such a toxic society where people feed off of those type of narratives and they want to believe it, even though there is no proof that it's even true. And so it's really unfortunate. It seems like the more narratives that are drawn in the media that this person is unstable, this person is not well, it fosters this shared belief that those narratives and those labels are correct. And so, labeling theory just says that these labels are so infectious, right or wrong, but people will believe them and they discredit people so badly. And this can affect people's the reputation, their ability to provide for themselves, make money. So this is no laughing matter. This is people's lives. But I'm gonna show another clip, and you can see that it's not just a Katt Williams thing. This has been happening to some of the most phenomenal people in entertainment. Dave Chapelle, Michael Jackson, you name them. I'm not going to focus too much on those individuals in this video, but you start seeing a pattern. It's not just that these people are just crazy. I don't want to get into like conspiracy theories or anything like that, but there's obviously forces that are trying to take individuals down and make them appear like they're not well when they actually are just fine. And I work with people who have mental health illnesses. And so when I see the lies that are being displayed in the media that someone is not well when they actually are, that's disheartening. That's really disheartening, because you have people who have mental health challenges that are fighting their asses off to work through that and push through those illnesses daily, and to be resilient and to overcome the struggles that they're faced with. But when people are just, labeled with those type of illnesses and they don't really have them, that's some nasty work. So I'm gonna just play this. Let me play this other clip really quickly. I just want to bring some additional attention to this issue.
This also explains why the media has been working overtime to paint Katt out as crazy and just an addict who says things for attention. A lot of people were disgusted when they heard about this, but they definitely weren't surprised, because Dave Chapelle also spoke about this back in 2006 when he appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show after rejecting a $50 million deal with Comedy Central and jetting off to Africa for his safety. Dave revealed that there were some shady things that came with the deal, and that he wasn't comfortable with them, and that's why he turned it down. But while he was saying all this, Oprah kept interrupting him and forced him to admit to having some sort of mental illness.
Made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
How
do you lose your mind, sort of?
Incredibly stressful.
Now, at some point in the interview, he talked about how some Hollywood executives tried to force him to take antipsychotic medicine.
So I got ahead of schedule, and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believe that they knew what was going on.
Now, just for a little context, Dave made the headlines back in 2005 when he suddenly ditched season 3 of The Chapelle Show while it was still in production and ran off to South Africa with giving no valid reason for that decision. As soon as he left, the media started working overtime to ruin his reputation and label him as a mentally unstable person. They flooded the tabloids with claims about him being on crack and having manic episodes. Dave repeatedly denied these claims, but the media was just not letting up, and the people were eating it up.
So as you can see, it even happened to Dave Chapelle. Same situation. When you don't do with the powers that be, those entities, those individuals, those powerful entities, when you don't do what they want you to do, you're in a situation where now you're being labeled with these significant narratives and conditions that the people, the masses, oh my God, they eat it up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They just will believe it. And then they're at a crossroads where their career is on the line. Their livelihood is on the line. And so I just want to highlight the strengths of, these entertainers. Looking at Katt Williams, this is a man. He is a father of 9 or 10 children. This is a man who has raised his children by himself, and he has worked hard his entire career. I feel that this man doesn't get enough flowers and enough accolades for the positive things that he has done for not only his own career and paving the way for other comedians, but also, you know, he has shed light to how he has helped other people. I think he even paid for one entertainer's her star recently in Hollywood. Just acts of kindness where he has been doing things that he didn't even have to do. So let's highlight those positive stories when it comes to the Katt Williams. I know he's a little interesting and he's real fun, but he just speaks his truth. And we gotta get away from reprimanding people for speaking their truth and being honest. And the same with Dave Chapelle. You already know he's one of the most funniest comedians of all time, and he has a huge international following. So we know these are not people that are crazy. And so as a therapist, as a person who's been analyzing mental health and human behavior for many years, I'm just saying, let's change the narrative. Let's honor these entertainers who are actually putting in the work, working their asses off to make a name for themselves. And let's label them correctly. Let's apply the correct labels to ensure that they get the flowers that they deserve. So this has been the Mental Health Perspective. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.